Welcome to the Digital Chair by Salon Monster, the podcast for indie beauty pros and salon owners who'd rather be themselves than follow the rules. I'm your host, Liam, and this week we'll be talking with Henry Tribes Amoloja about starting your career from scratch, building a neuro-inclusive business, and his amazing invention, the weighted cape. I'm here with Henry from the Weighted Cape, and why don't we just start? Henry, do you just want to tell us just a teeny bit about yourself?
Henry Tribes Amoloja. I've been a veteran barber, or a professional barber now for 10 years. I currently reside in Dallas, Texas. I started my career in Minnesota, and then I've literally been a barber in Minnesota, Charlotte, North Carolina, Washington, D.C., and now Dallas, Texas. So
Wow.
in my 10-year career, I've moved around quite a bit and I've done quite a bit of things. But obviously, right now, I'm on this journey of being a sensory friendly barber. It's been very exciting. If you would have told me when I was in barber school that this would be what I would be doing 10 years into my career, I would have said that that's just not true. Like that's not happening. But it's I've had to kind of just reinvent myself on this journey. It's been super exciting, and I'm looking forward to what the future holds.
Yeah, awesome. That's super. That is a lot of not just moves, but huge location changes throughout
Yes,
10 years.
yes.
Were you, was that a lot of work having to rebuild each time, or did you end up in the type of barbershop where there's enough people just sort of pouring through the doors that it wasn't a big deal?
So the first move was immediately after barber school. I remember graduating or passing my board exam to become a licensed barber in Minnesota, and 2 weeks later, I had to go start a sales training program for a corporate job in Charlotte, North Carolina, because during barber school I decided, I have a bachelor's degree. Like, let me put it to use.
Sure.
And if it doesn't work out, at least I have a backup plan, which is barbering. So I
Nice.
kind of initially saw barbering as like a side hustle after work and weekend kind of thing. And, you know, fortunately, I'm not even going to say unfortunately, fortunately, I didn't like the job. And after 6 months training in North Carolina, I had to go back to Minnesota. Now in North Carolina, I remember just walking into a barbershop and telling the guy, "Hey, I want to cut hair." And he said, "Okay, you can start tomorrow." And I was like, "Okay, great." Like,
Amazing.
I was like, "Okay, great." Like, so I was able to cut hair for about 4 or 5 months out there in Charlotte, North Carolina, and then moved back to Minnesota. Worked at a barbershop in Minnesota for about 2 years, and then uh, quit that not really quit. I would say I transitioned into a suite,
Hmm.
and then did that for maybe 8 months, and then I opened up my own barbershop in Minnesota.
Wow.
Did that for 2 years, and then moved to DC or the DMV area because
Hmm.
my girlfriend at the time, now wife, was at Georgetown Medical School.
Yeah.
So I moved over there, started over, but in a suite this time. I never went to a barbershop, so I kind of had to build from ground up on my own.
Yeah.
Um, So after that, moved to Dallas, Texas, because she started working at she's a pediatrician, so
Right.
she did her residency. She's doing her residency out here at the Children's Hospital. So had to move again, had to start all over again. Build my books from ground up. And I think by the second move, I already kind of had a formula on how to build from scratch in a new city or state, right? So
Yeah.
I was able to do that successfully, and now I'm just coasting.
That's so cool.
Thank
That's
you.
so cool. That's not everybody is built to rebuild like that or to build in the first place.
Yes.
You probably saw it at the very beginning when you were at busier barbershops. It, there's a lot of people who are waiting for someone else to make them busy, someone else to build their
Yes.
clientele. And I find
Yes.
I'm going to guess it's similar in barbering
Yes.
with hairstyling in that it tends to attract people who don't know what else to do, but they don't.
Yes.
But the problem is, if you're not a hustler, it's really difficult to grow, and you tend to expect people to do that for you, and it's just not what
Yes.
happens, especially not with moves. And then
Yes.
obviously you have an entrepreneurial spirit because you became self-employed pretty early on. That's a
Yes.
lot. That's a lot of work.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
It is a lot of work, but it's a lot of work, good work that I love.
sure.
So it's been fun. It's been fun so far.
Yeah. Yeah, I went self-employed pretty early, but not that early. I think did my apprenticeship and then
Yeah.
maybe a couple more years. So I was about 4 years at the first place and then
Okay.
self-employed after that.
Okay, nice.
But I've been cutting hair for 25, almost 26 years now.
Oh, you're the real
Yeah.
veteran. I'm just, I'm
I mean,
still new.
it's not 10 years. 10 years is plenty long. Plenty long. Okay, so you moved to Dallas, Texas.
Yes,
You
sir.
rebuild your clientele. Are you in a one-room suite? Are you
Yes.
in okay.
I'm in a
And
One room suite at a My Salon Suites downtown Dallas.
awesome.
Um,
in the next few months,
I'm definitely looking to expand, maybe
Yeah,
into a double or to like just a bigger space in general.
sure.
Especially with this new journey that I'm on, being a sensory friendly barber. I need all the space that I can get. I want to add more toys and more sensory tools, and my space is starting to get a little congested. And it's also nice for the kids to have space to kind of just run around and not feel so boxed in and
Yes.
claustrophobic.
Yes. Yes, I remember when I first began, because I myself do quite a bit of sensory friendly haircutting as well. It's not something I specifically do. Probably it was similar for you that the minute you do that successfully, especially for someone's child, every parent that they've ever met finds out through like a Facebook group, or like the minute you hit one of those Facebook groups or a subreddit or something like that, everyone's there.
that's it. Yeah.
I had seen a piece on the news about a hairdresser out of England, and I didn't realize I was already doing it without doing it. And I saw that she just followed the kids where they wanted to go. So sometimes she'd end up outside. She'd just sort of let them wander around.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, oh, well, I do that. I mean, I just thought, why wouldn't I want to make a kid as comfortable as possible? Obviously, this
Yes.
is a weird place to be at the best of times. So why
Yes.
wouldn't I want to make them comfortable? When did you when did it turn into sensory friendly haircutting? Like, at what point did you realize, were you already doing it and then realized it was a thing?
No, no.
My journey's been very unique in that it was a bit of serendipity in that I'm the creator of the weighted capes, and a
Yes.
lot of people presume that I started this journey and then created the capes, but it was actually the other way around. I created the capes and then I started this journey.
Interesting.
Creating the capes took me down this path that I didn't even realize was a need. So the capes helped me realize, oh my God, this is a need, and you have, well, not all the tools, but you have most of the tools you need to start like now.
Yep.
But the first thing you need is to get more information, more education. So I got Sensory Safe certified, which is a course offered by a nonprofit called Sensory Safe Solution.
Okay.
So that course was very that it was life changing, right?
Yeah.
So that started putting me into the mentality of like, whoa, like a lot of kids, a lot of parents struggle with this problem, and not just your capes, but you and your patience and your understanding and other sensory friendly tools and toys and things like just bringing it all together was kind of prompted by that sensory safe certification course. And
Yeah.
then I reached out to other sensory friendly barbers and stylists in the area. There's a lady named Jelly Robinson out of Houston. She's amazing. She absolutely is like my, de facto mentor. And went down the rabbit hole on YouTube. I mean, even the Facebook, the autism centric Facebook groups you're talking about. I'm in all of
Sure.
them. I am
I
in
know.
all of them.
It's
And
awesome.
I follow all the autism moms who are very
transparent about their experience of raising a child on the spectrum. So I've learned
Right.
a lot from these autism mamas. And honestly, about 7 months in, I just now feels like I'm just putting everything together, and I'm starting to just like
Yeah.
everything is just starting to align. And I know I still have a lot more to learn and a long way to go, but now it's starting to feel like, okay, this kind of feels like this is my ministry, and this is like my calling. It comes supernatural to me. I don't know if it's because I'm a parent of two toddlers. So I think maybe they've prepped me for this
Sure.
journey that I'm on, but it's easily the most fulfilling thing I've done in my 10-year career.
Yeah, I can absolutely imagine that would be the case. That's so cool. So, when did you start the weighted cape? Like, how did that come about?
So I created the capes just for comfort, right? I thought it would
Yeah.
be a nice extra layer to the customer service experience. I thought it would help my clients relax. So I essentially created it for my clients.
Yeah.
I thought, hey, while I'm doing a razor shave, wouldn't it be nice to have weights, around your shoulders and upper
Yeah.
chest and upper back to help you, relax and stay grounded and things like that, right? And I, started testing it on my clients, I think last March or April, and every single client loved it. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, this is the validation that I need to like put this thing out there. So I launched it last June, or pre-launched it last June, and the market, like on day one, the market told me, hey, this is an amazing invention for a certain type of individuals. This is actually a need for a certain type of individuals.
Right.
And I don't really know at the time. I didn't really personally know any individuals on the spectrum, so I really couldn't wrap my mind around why like the weights could be so beneficial for
Sure.
neurodivergent individuals, and
Yeah.
that's why I just needed to just go down the rabbit hole and do all my research, because it felt very disingenuous marketing this product to a community I knew nothing about and a community I wasn't serving. Okay. And that's what kind of, make me go full force, learning everything, getting all the certifications, reaching out to different people, OTs, RBTs, BCBAs, speech therapists. I mean, countless conversations, right? And I think it's a combination of all these things that like make me feel like, okay, I'm better prepped now to serve these kids.
Yeah. That's amazing. I mean,
Thank you.
it's interesting because I get that you feel that you aren't prepped, but nobody was serving them. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
even without certification, you were
Yeah.
already, just by making something that ended up being for someone else, you were
Yes.
more prepped than half the people out there. That's really,
Yes.
really, really cool. So
Thank you so much.
this has happened really fast then.
It's been, yeah, it's
Like,
been a lot.
yeah, yeah. And you have
Yeah.
said you have two toddlers?
I have a 3-year-old and a 2-year-old.
Dude,
And a pediatrician wife. So I'm
right.
busy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and she
Yeah.
hardly ever works, obviously, as we all know
Oh
about
yeah, 15
new
hours
yeah,
a week, if
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's amazing. And you said she's at the Children's Hospital in Dallas.
Yes, she is.
That's
She
a
lives
heck of a children's hospital to end up at.
It's a
Right.
great hospital. It's a great hospital. Yes.
That's amazing. Okay,
Thank you.
so you started the weighted cape, it essentially for a completely different reason,
Yes.
or it's not a different reason, but but not, it wasn't necessarily directed at that audience to begin with.
Yes.
You discover that there's this other audience. You get a bunch of certification training. I still can't believe the short time frame that you've pulled all this off in.
Yeah, it's been busy.
And then, I mean, you're at the point where you're manufacturing a thing, which is a whole other ball of wax. Like that's
Right.
trying to
Right.
get things made. Have you found it difficult? Sometimes I find when you're at that stage where you're doing something like manufacturing something, the problem isn't can you sell it. The problem is can you make enough to sell? Can you figure out how to get it to people? Can you all the
Yes.
logistics around that?
Yes.
Um, was there a crash course? Did you find your previous education helped in there? Like, how hard was that for you to make that happen? I mean, obviously you're
Um.
in the process of making it
Yeah.
happen still.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Um,
still learning.
Procurement and logistics is, a huge task.
'Cause that's not
And
related to barbering. Do you know what I mean?
No, it's not.
it's not.
Those are not
It's
like
not
skills that
related to
tend to
barber.
overlap in a dramatic
Yeah.
way.
It's
Not
not.
related to barbering. But I think uh, one thing that I did that really helps me with this process is, the first thing I did was I reached out to a mentor, and
Okay.
this mentor, in so many ways, inspired me to create the weighted capes. Ryford Estores is the creator of the self-cut system, which is like the three-sided mirror to like
Oh
help people.
yeah, that's right.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna make
Yes.
sure. I'm gonna get all these links from you because I want to make sure, at least in the YouTube video, that we have the links
Yeah.
to like your
Yes.
mentor in Houston and the weighted capes
Yes.
and this.
so
Yes. Shout out to Jelly Robinson, my.
mentor in this sensory-friendly haircut journey. Shout out to Ryford Estores for giving me the confidence and just giving me a lot of game on, like you said, the manufacturing piece. And
Yeah.
the problem is always, how much inventory do I order? And Ryford just really helped me in the beginning. And I could remember specifically him um telling me or advising me to do like a pre-launch or pre-orders.
Yep.
And honestly, that helped a lot because I was able to start selling
Capital. Sure.
before I started making them, right? So that really helped me get ahead. And I'm still running into issues. Like, I've been sold out for 2 or 3 weeks now,
Oh yeah.
which is terrible because it's back to school. So I'm still figuring it out as I go. There's still a lot of kinks that I got to clear up.
Yep.
But I think having Ryford as a mentor really helps. And then just having that mentality of like, just keep going, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. It doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just keep going. And then, I'm an avid reader. So reading books like Shoe Dog by Phil Knight,
Yeah.
The
Great book.
Jobs. Great book. Oh my God. Amazing book. It taught me that even a company as big as Nike had humble beginnings and it wasn't
Oh,
pretty.
and
It
then
was
some.
not.
No,
It was not pretty.
they had no business
So
surviving. That.
honestly, I still don't.
And those are stories like that are they're kind of reassuring because it's like if they could get over all those hurdles they had back then, and think about it, back then it was, I would make the argument it was even harder because you actually had to physically travel to Asia to talk to manufacturers.
Yeah. Yes.
Now we can do it over a phone or over email, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's a combination of the mentor, the books, and just the mindset of, hey, just keep going.
Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, one of the things I tend to ask everyone that I interview like this, and you've helped transition right into that, is about whether there was a mentorship that affected you, or how you got a mentor. Because a lot of people struggle with finding the right person that speaks to them, that helps them on their journey.
Yes.
How did you go about? I don't know if you were actively looking for a mentor, but like this is
Yes.
going to sort of lead into what would you tell somebody who's starting out? How did you find your mentors?
Okay. For me,
With Ryford, that I think I found Ryford just on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I'm a big fan of Shark Tank, right?
Yep.
And there's a guy that was on Shark Tank. Oh God, I can't remember his name, but he created the twisted sponge, which is essentially like, I swear it's like a mini tennis racket that like people with coarse hair like mine can use to kind of
I remember that.
set their natural curls in. Yes.
Yeah.
And that just blew my mind because I'm like, hey, this is a guy who looks like me. This is a guy who created a product for people who looks like me. And this is a guy who's in the hair space. Okay. So I just watched all his interviews. I, you know, just study the guy as much as I can. And I think in that process was when I kind of like started discovering other guys, like the guy who invented the Cut Buddy, who was also on Shark Tank. And then I think that's what led me to Rifle the Stories, who
Okay.
created the self cut system. And then come to find out, he had just launched his mentorship program.
Oh, amazing.
Yes, he's just launched it. I'm like, what?
That's good timing.
I'm like, I'm reaching out. I'm gonna reach out to him today. So I reached out to him, and he was just super excited. It's like, oh my god, bro! Like I remember when I was in this stage when I had that idea, and it was super exciting. And like, you might not believe me, but like that was the fun part. Like now that it's like, yeah, I've had some success with this, but I don't think you understand. Like if I could go back to like the beginning where it was like everything was fresh, and it's like I had this novelty product that I was gonna launch, and I was figuring things. He said that's the fun part, and just
Oh yeah.
love the process. And he was just willing to help. So shout out to Ryford.
Yeah. I love that he said love the process. It's something I talk to almost everyone about because results are the end, right? Results are
Yes.
things are over or it's transition to a new thing. The process
Yeah.
is
The
what you're
reward.
going to, yeah, and it's what you're going to remember. You're not going to look
Yeah.
back on the end of it. You're going to look back on the process, and if you can learn to love your processes, just life will be better.
Absolutely.
So you just reached out to him. That's amazing that that mentorship program was launching. What would you tell a new barber or hairstylist or cosmetologist of any sort if they were struggling with, if they seemed like they needed mentorship? What would you tell them to do or how to go about it?
um I would say it
Like, not everybody's going to be lucky enough to find a
yeah.
person who happens to launch a mentorship program. Like, would you tell people just to
Yeah.
get in touch with someone, reach out? Like, what do you think?
I think you just have to be open to speaking to people and not be
Yeah,
afraid of like just like sending that cold DM or even picking up the phone and just like calling somebody.
yeah,
I've done that many times. I've sent out many cold emails, and you'll be surprised who's willing to, give you the time of the day and actually help you along your journey.
yeah,
But I think sometimes we just kind of talk ourselves out of it, saying, "Oh well, I'm sure he gets 1,000 emails a day. He's not going to respond to me," or they get a
sure.
thousand DMs a day. They're not going to respond to me. I think just you know leaving yourself open to be vulnerable to rejection, even if that's the case, I think is what will make you actually take action and get that response that you're looking for. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah,
Hmm.
awesome. Yeah, I think mentorships are
They're
so
huge.
important, and we're not all lucky enough to start in a place where there are mentors built into our direct surroundings. It can take a while to find the person that
Yes.
speaks to you.
Yes.
Certainly, in the industry that you and I are in, there's a limited quantity of people who are interested in or experienced in starting a different type of business, or whether it's
Yes.
manufacturing products, even
Yeah.
opening shops. Like the majority of people are going to work for someone. That's all they're ever going to do. They don't want to be their own boss. So
Yes.
it's interesting when you're trying to figure out how to expand within this industry when there's so few people that do it. It's
Yes.
amazing that you found who you found. So are you? How much are you behind the chair at this point?
So I am.
Still full time.
Wow.
um yes. So I'm doing about, oh, let me think about this for a second. I'm probably still doing 40, 45 haircuts a week. And I pack them into a 4 day schedule. So I work Wednesday to Saturday. So I
Yeah.
try to maximize those 4 days. And some Fridays I'm at work for 12, 14 hours. So I'm still a full-time barber. And on my Mondays and Tuesdays, I kind of do everything with phone calls and emails and interviews like this,
Yeah.
and content, stuff with the weighted cape. And so it's nice to have Mondays and Tuesdays to start off the week, like kind of just getting my life together and making sure everything is in order before I start my crazy schedule at the suite, Wednesday. So tomorrow, essentially.
Right. So just
Yeah.
skip sleep. It's no big deal.
Yeah, sleep is a luxury these days.
Right. Yes. 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 It is. I hear you there. That's awesome. So right now you've got a bit of a back order. You're saying. So what's the next thing on your plate? Is it just focusing on manufacturing and getting orders out? Yeah. What's the next thing, next aspect of this that you're working on, or the biggest aspect of your career you're working on right now?
Oh man, right now my sensory friendly haircuts are taking up a lot of my energy.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to do everything I can to provide the best possible experience. So I've been
Yeah.
investing in a lot of like tools and toys and resources and a thing and a lot of content. And I'm also doing a lot of the legwork as far as like I'm still manually doing preliminary phone consultations with the parents.
Yep.
And I haven't systemized it yet, but I will soon here in the next like few weeks. But I just kind of wanted to just do the grunt work in the beginning,
For sure.
so when I systemize it, I know exactly what'll work, as far as being efficient but still not losing the essence of like connecting with the parents and making the parents and the kid feel comfortable with me before they even come in, right? So that's been taking up a lot of my time. And then obviously figuring out the inventory issues. Got a huge order coming in about 2 to 3 weeks. So it's actually good that sometimes I'm like, okay, it's a bad thing that I'm sold out, but it's also good because then I can like breathe. Like
Yeah.
I can breathe instead of packaging orders and running to the post office every day and like shipping stuff off to Amazon. I can just kind of just reset. So I have like a 2 3 week window here to kind of like get things in order before the huge package comes in. But yeah, we're also working on hey, you're hearing it first, but we're also working on a weighted cape with that'll come with lap pads. So I'm super
Oh.
yes.
Okay.
Super super excited about that. And then we're gonna have different colors for the kids come the holiday season, numbers, dinosaurs. We're gonna make the capes a lot more fun. And right now we only have black,
Yeah.
just because when we launched, like I didn't
Sure.
even know if this thing was gonna work. So I just wanted to keep it simple and
Yeah.
standard with just one color. And as you know, like black is the most popular color for
Sure.
capes.
Yes.
So played it safe with that. And then as far as long term, honestly, I think what I'm doing or what we're doing is gonna go way beyond, weighted capes. I think I envision a future where we create a whole ecosystem around making haircuts more comfortable and
Yeah.
inclusive for people with special needs.
Yeah.
So whether it's through education, whether it's through, tools and like the weighted capes, whether it's through sensory friendly or sensory specific barbershops and salons, whether it's through even media and branding, like even like creating characters around anything sensory haircuts related. So there's just big goals
I love it.
that I have in the pipeline. But I know it's like a long road ahead, and I'm just trying to focus on what's in front of me,
I love it.
and hopefully have the right people in my corner as I move forward.
Yeah. Let's have a weighted cape certification process.
Yeah, yes, let's do it.
I love it. I love it.
Yes.
I'll need to get on there and order a couple of things for Salon Monster so we can do a couple of giveaways down the road here. I think that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you want to do some co-branding stuff too, just let me know.
Yeah,
We can talk about that
absolutely.
for sure.
Absolutely. I
Yeah,
think the more partnerships, the merry for everybody. Like it's
I'm
just
I'm I'm open to it.
let's
Yes.
all grow and share with as many people as possible. One last question I just wanted to ask
Yes, sir.
if you got to talk to brand new in the industry you, is there one piece of advice you'd give yourself? Is there something that held you back or slowed you down or put you off a little bit or something someone told you that was the opposite of helpful?
You mean like knowing what I know now?
Yeah, knowing what you know now,
Okay.
what would you tell brand new? Because I know you said you went and did 6 months of
Yeah.
training for a
Yeah.
totally different job. Um,
Yeah.
Honestly, my journey's been so exciting and it's been a lot of change. So there's not too much I would change per se because
yeah,
everything led me up to this moment. But if I could tell 22-year-old Henry graduating barber school anything, I would just tell him like, bro, you have no idea what's coming. You have no idea what's coming. Stay the course. Never stop learning. You know, even if you've graduated college, still keep taking courses, keep
yep,
learning from mentors, and always think outside the box and try not to. And I think I made this mistake very early on. It's like I felt like I was caught up in a little bubble, in a little barbering industry bubble in my
yep,
local city or town where it was
yep,
like I was more concerned about I'm a guy who does really good work and I do really good fades and I'm the best at this and I want to be noticed for this and I think I was caught up in that bubble for like a few years and I would tell 22-year-old me that hey, that isn't really what matters.
yeah,
Like that is not what matters. What matters are the clients who sit in your chair and you're giving them a good service. What matters is you trying out different things and experiencing new things, reinventing yourself, starting over, sucking at something again. Oh my God, that's
yes.
a privilege.
It's a privilege to
It
actually
it is.
suck at
It
something
gets
because you're
harder.
starting over.
Yes.
It gets harder to be comfortable with, but it's
Yes.
where all the juicy stuff is like stepping into
Yes.
that. Yeah,
Yes. Don't be afraid. Yes,
You've mastered how to do fades and how to do a crispy lineup. Don't be afraid to start over and be a novice again at
yeah,
something. If I could do it all over again, actually, one thing I would change is I would have went to cosmetology school
yeah,
after a year as a barber so I can have that dual license because I think that would have just opened up so much more opportunities for me.
yep.
And never say never. It's not too late.
No,
But yeah, I
with your
think those are some of the
free
things I
time.
would tell. Yeah, those are some of the things I would tell young Henry graduating barber school for
I
sure.
love it. I love it. That's fantastic. I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for doing this. Really
Of
appreciate
course.
it.
Thank you. Thank you for
Um,
having me.
Tell everybody where they can find you.
So you can find me on my personal Instagram page at Henry Tribes, or you can find the Weighted Capes on every social media platform: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at the Weighted Cape.
Yep.
Or honestly, you could just email me at theweightedcape at gmail.com. I'm very responsive.
Love it.
And yeah, I'm excited to hopefully get some of you guys reaching out to me here pretty soon.
Yeah, count on it. I have no doubt. Okay, thanks a ton, Henry. Really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much.
We'll do it again soon.
Yes, sir, we will. Now, I got a question for you before you leave.
Yeah, go.
Please tell me about, and I know this is probably not gonna be make the recording or whatever, but
Doesn't
I want to
matter.
know more about Salon Monster. Like, I want to hear just a little bit about how this was even a
Yeah,
thing, where you're
yeah,
at now, and how you transitioned from being,
for sure.
a full-time professional to now doing what you're doing.
I'm just